So, you're managing a few short-term rentals, right? That makes you a host. And that's great. But if you want to build a real, lasting empire, you've got to start thinking like a CEO. In this session, we're literally drawing up the blueprint to take you from just running a side hustle to owning a legitimate business. Let's get right into it. Okay, let's just start with the single most important question you can ask yourself right now. Are you working in your business? Answering messages at all hours, unclogging toilets, dealing with every little daily fire? Or are you working on it? Are you designing systems, scouting new properties, and actually building a valuable asset? Seriously, how you answer that one question? Well, it's going to define your entire future in this game.
The very first step, and it's a big one, is a mindset shift. Just look at the difference here. A host, they're stuck in the business. They're reactive. They handle everything manually. An STR entrepreneur, on the other hand, works on the business. They delegate. They focus on the long game. And, this is absolutely crucial, they make decisions based on cold, hard data, not emotion. This is the leap, folks. This is how you go from hobbyist to CEO. So the big question is, how do you actually make that leap? Well, that's what we're here for. We're going to build out your master plan together, starting right now. First, we'll draft your long-term roadmap. Think of it as the architectural blueprint for your goals. Then we'll build the 4 foundational pillars that are going to support all that growth. And finally, we'll talk about creating a brand that has real, tangible value for years to come.
Every great building starts with a blueprint, right? For us, that's our 1, 3, and 5-year plan. Look, this isn't about having a crystal ball and predicting the future. Not at all. It's about setting a clear direction, a North Star, so that every single decision you make from here on out is building towards the same big goal. Let's break down what this roadmap actually looks like. Year 1 is all about laying the foundation. Your entire goal is to stabilize and systemize everything. You're going to nail down your procedures, your SOPs, hit that sweet spot of 80 to 90% occupancy, and basically get your first properties to run on autopilot. Now, by year 3, we're in expansion mode. This is when you strategically add more units, maybe dip your toes into new markets, and start building out your core team. And by year 5, welcome to the Empire stage. Now you're leveraging all that success. You could be co-hosting for other owners, acquiring your own real estate, and hiring managers to handle the day-to-day so you can focus 100% on strategy. Okay, so a blueprint is just a piece of paper without a strong structure to hold it up. That's where these 4 pillars come in. These are the operational systems that turn your vision into a real, profitable business. I want you to think of these as the absolute non-negotiables for sustainable growth. Pillar number 1 is what I call controlled scaling. And listen, this isn't about going fast, it's about being smart. It all starts with defining your ROI thresholds. What's the absolute minimum profit a property has to make for you to even consider it? Then, you create what we call standard operating procedures, or SOPs, for literally everything. I mean everything, from how you answer a 2 a.m. maintenance call to the exact checklist for flipping a property between guests. You get your tech stack installed and your local vendor network built before you need them. Why? So that every new property you add brings you strength, not just more stress.
Pillar 2 is your core team. Let me be perfectly clear. You cannot scale this business alone. It's impossible. Hiring a reliable cleaning crew, a great virtual assistant for communications, a go-to maintenance tech, this isn't an expense, it's an investment. You are literally buying back your own time, which is your most valuable asset, so you can stop putting out fires and start finding the next great deal.
And that brings us perfectly to pillar number 3, automation. Your system should be doing, I'd say, 80% of the heavy lifting. We're talking automated guest messages, dynamic pricing tools that are constantly optimizing for you, cleaner scheduling that kicks in the second a guest checks out, and smart lock codes that generate automatically. Automation lets you and your awesome team manage by exception. It handles the robot work so you can focus your human touch where it really matters, on creating an unforgettable guest experience. All right, our 4th and final pillar is all about financial mastery. A true CEO lives and dies by the numbers. And the most important number you need to know is your net operating income, or NOI. It's simple. Your total revenue minus all your operating expenses. Cleaning, supplies, utilities, all that stuff. It is the purest, truest measure of a property's financial health. And you have to hear this. From now on, data, not your gut feeling about a cute property, has to drive every single one of your financial decisions. Okay, so with our internal systems locked in, let's shift our focus outward. We need to talk about your most valuable long-term asset, and that's your brand. This, my friends, is what separates a random collection of rentals from a true professional hospitality business.
So what is a brand really? Well, it's so much more than a cool logo. Your brand is your promise to the guest. It's the reason someone chooses your property over hundreds of others. Maybe it's that signature welcome basket you leave with local goodies, or maybe it's your specific, consistent design style. Whatever it is, that consistency is what builds a reputation, and that reputation is what lets you drive direct bookings and command premium rates.
And honestly, this quote just says it all. A strong brand allows you to scale across markets with trust. Think about that. When guests, when landlords, when potential business partners trust your brand, expansion becomes exponentially easier. You're not just pitching another rental unit anymore, you're bringing a proven, high-quality hospitality experience into their market. That trust, that is your ultimate weapon. You see, when you build a powerful brand and rock-solid systems from day one, you get something that most hosts never even think about. You get options. You're not just building yourself a job, you're creating a real, sellable asset. Down the road, you could sell the entire business as a turnkey, automated portfolio to an investor. Or you could pivot your properties to more stable mid-term rentals for traveling nurses or remote workers. You could even license your brand and your whole operating model to other hosts. When you build with the end in mind from the very beginning, you're creating true, lasting wealth. All right, we've covered the blueprint, we've built the pillars, and we've established the brand. So now, let's get down to brass tacks. Let's translate all this theory into your immediate, tangible action plan. What do you need to do next, like today? I want you to think of this as your personal CEO dashboard. These are the living, breathing documents that are going to guide every decision you make from here on out. You need your 1, 3, and 5-year plan. You need a defined scaling model and market. You need a roadmap for who you're going to hire and what you're going to automate. You need a simple guide for your brand's identity. And, of course, a checklist for risk and compliance. This dashboard, this is your new strategic command center.
And so, we end right back where we started, with your blueprint. You now have the architectural plans. You have everything you need to go from a single listing to a durable, scalable, honest-to-goodness empire. The only question left is the one right there on your screen. What is the very first line you are going to draw on your blueprint?